Next day, the flight deck crew are getting ready for the big arrival. The Harriers are coming to the end of their journey to join Lusty. Flying with them is a refuelling plane, which rendezvous in the air with the jets at various points on the journey. The tanker takes 10 minutes to fill up each jet with 8,000 litres of fuel. The final leg of their journey from Cyprus will take over 3.5 hours. The Harrier Squadron's newest pilot, Nick Mattock, has already arrived by a less glamorous mode of transport.
Well, it's quite exciting to be back on the ship, especially being one of the guys going to be flying off it back on. Yeah, it's quite good fun. Got a speedboat out from the dock and climbing up the side on a rope ladder, so it's all very nautical.
All right, but it doesn't look as though it's meant to be there. It shouldn't be there. Right, carry on, eyes down. It's not a Sunday morning stroll.
The flight deck crew do their final check for FOD, or foreign object debris. And it's flight deck officer John Llewellyn's job to make sure the runway's spotless.
Picking up any loose articles or any items that are liable to damage an aircraft engine or personnel on the flight deck can range from a piece of ground equipment that just hasn't been secured properly to paint flecks that could be ingested or get blown into someone's face.
Yeah, I've seen a whole squadron written off. 8 jets in a row because they didn't clean the deck properly after it came out of a refit. That was a nightmare.
Flight Joe, for the jet recovery, plan A obviously into the graveyard. I'd like to put all 4 jets in there.
All positions, Flight Co, Shekan, on deck.
Oh, there they go. There they come.
Eyes left, sir.
Aircraft carrier HMS Illustrious is about to reach her full fighting capability. Already on board is newbie Harrier pilot Nick Mattock.
Oh, yeah, and then it's just keep going up, isn't it? Yeah. That's all right, I'll find it. It's just like these, isn't it, all the way? Yeah. Sweet.
He's going up on deck to watch his friend Dave Boyack attempt to land on the aircraft carrier.
It's Dave's first time, but I'm sure he'll be fine. He's done it before in a helicopter, so what could possibly go wrong? I should get my first go at it tomorrow, so if you maybe a bit of a sleepless night tonight worrying about it, but I'm sure it'll be fine.
Just cleared with Flyco. The flight deck is ready in all respects to recover jets, so we're good to go. Jet recovery is quite an exciting time. If you can imagine, these are flying bricks now. They are literally being held up by jet power, and there's a lot happening, and it's happening very fast.
As the Harrier pulls alongside Illustrious, its Rolls-Royce Pegasus engine, running at full throttle, is producing 22,000 pounds of thrust, enough to lift 10 cars off the ground. Almost its entire engine thrust is diverted downwards through its 4 main nozzles. But this isn't the clever bit. Because it's stationary, its ailerons, rudder and elevators, used to steer in flight, are useless. So the pilot controls the Harrier by directing some of the engine's thrust to mini-jet nozzles on the tail, wingtips and nose. By opening and closing these mini-jets, the Harrier is now being controlled like a spacecraft. Last down and making his very first deck landing is Dave Boyack.
Done about 100 deck landings with helicopters, but just a completely different beast with a jet. So, yeah, the old nerves were going. I didn't expect them to be.
Instructor Rich, aka Bolly, is already settling in.
On the long transits that we do, you can put the autopilot in, which does mean that you don't have to physically be flying the aeroplane constantly. You've got time to get a bottle of water out of your bag. You know, you can even read a couple of pages of a book or something as you're going along, or play Trivial Pursuit over the radio, listening for questions. Probably the hardest thing, of course, is if you need the toilet. If you do, I haven't got one to show you, but there are little, we call them pee bags, which are just plastic bags with a tube on the end and some foam in. And after a lot of unstrapping, which I'm not going to demonstrate to you, you can potentially have a wee and then put it somewhere at the side of the cockpit. You're going to love that, aren't you? You're going to absolutely love that line.
With all 4 Harriers now safely down, all eyes are on Nick for his first deck landing tomorrow.
The magnifying glass will be out.
Yeah, no pressure at all after that, is there?
That'll be all right.
What could possibly go wrong?
I won't sneak out to the jet the morning before and put all the switches in the wrong place. It'll be fine.
Probably wouldn't notice anyway.
The Harrier pilots all have officer rank, so share the same floor as the other officers, directly below the flight deck. They're the noisiest cabins on the ship.
That tends to wake you up if you're here and you've got about 4 foot above your head, several thousand pounds of thrust landing, all the deck heads shake. In fact, I had to re-secure this one because I joined a friend of mine who lived in the cabin opposite, said, oh, come into this cabin. Fine, came into this cabin not knowing this, and it landed and the deck heads fell off and promptly hit me on the head overnight, which was nice. A bit of a wake-up call.
I don't think it's that warm up here, to be honest with you.
Noise isn't the only problem. It's boiling hot in the cabins, even when the air conditioning is working.
It's quite warm up here at the moment. I wouldn't say it's roasting, but it's quite warm.
Luckily, stoker Dave Smith is on hand to fix it.
I don't think I would like to sleep up here.
I haven't stuffed anything up my air conditioning unit.
Give it a smash. Oh, it's going to have snags, this. Hopefully, once we take this baffle out, as you see, if there's any problems with it, and hopefully this flow should be less restricted.
Right, go for it.
It's not just the cabins that are hotting up. The temperature's also rising between Dave and Rachel.
Fair to say that me and Dave are really close.
I'd say me and Rachel are a couple, yeah.
As any couples want to do when they say goodbye to each other, oh, I've got to go to work, goodbye, you want to give them a quick kiss or whatever, or a quick hug, whatever like that.
And have you ever been caught?
No, I've never been caught. Never done anything to get caught out.
Girls down the mast, they've got to be out by 10:30. It's not allowed down here after that.
Why?
Because there's too many naughty stokers having sleepovers with friends on their racks. Yeah. So they have
Did you say that's not us? I don't even know where your rack is.
Really? Whoa. So why did I have to give you to a shake the other day? It's not a simple question.
There you go, bright red.
I'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah.
I'm working here.
Yeah.
All right.
I'll see you later.
Catch you later, lads. See you in a bit.
See you later.
Bye.
That is our goodbye, because we can't do nothing else because we're getting in trouble. So that has got to be our goodbye.
It's Nick's big day. He's about to attempt his first takeoff and landing from the aircraft carrier.
Yeah, I got nervous. Didn't sleep very well last night. It's all a bit apprehensive. Saw Dave do it yesterday, so got rid of a few of the nerves. But yeah, it's well, quite nerve-wracking, really.
The jets are fueled and ready to go. For many of the deck crew, this is their first jet launch, and tension is high. Engines are started and the aircraft line up for takeoff.
So check's complete. Let's launch the jet.
Roger. Launch the jet. That's nice.
Dave and Bolly are airborne. But Nick has got a problem with his sat-nav.
GPS crashed, so he's got no navigation in the air. Literally, it's like the last minute and everything's cancelled. He has to sit there and watch his operators go off the ramp, which is, as far as I know, is about the most frustrating thing that can happen to them.
Couldn't get the nav system in the jet to work properly, so couldn't go, unfortunately. A bit annoying.
Nick will just have to wait another day for his first takeoff from an aircraft carrier. 4 floors below the flight deck, the captain's galley is an oasis of calm. When he's not doing dinner parties for dignitaries, George, the captain's personal chef, prepares a gourmet meal for one.
I'm doing a tuna steak served on a bed of Chinese leaves with a lime and mango salsa to go with that. And a ham steak with chorizo-flavoured couscous. But it's going to need a bit of lemon juice just to bring out the flavour of the orange to go with the gammon and the chorizo, because to me, orange and aniseed goes quite nicely together.
Two floors further down, in the ratings mess, you can forget finesse. This is cooking on an industrial scale.
George has got a life of luxury up there in the captain's place. But obviously his numbers change. Sometimes he has 8 or 10 people.
All Navy chefs are trained to cook to the highest standard, but the reality for most of them is providing 3,000 meals a day on a tight budget.
It's about £1.78, £1.80 a day at the moment. Ironically, that's actually less than the average prisoner gets when he's at Her Majesty's pleasure, and also less for the allowance for an MOD guard dog.
The budget for the captain's meals is a lot higher, but he does pay the extra out of his own pocket.
Yeah, it's a privilege. He's got a hard job, the captain. And to feed him to the quality that I'm allowed to do, maybe lifts him at the end of the day.
Gosh, George is excelling. Normally it's beans on toast. When did you start?
Back in the ratings mess, it's scran for 700. The galley staff are bracing themselves for the usual whinging.
You get people who are like, oh, there's onions in this again. You think, well, unfortunately, we get as much as we get, and it has to be built up. And we try and cater for the people who don't like onions and mushrooms. And unfortunately, sometimes it doesn't work out that way.
You have good days and bad days.
Onions, mushrooms, and absolutely everything. Raw potatoes, cold potatoes, or burnt potatoes.
Shocking.
The longer you're at sea, the more they sort of get despondent with everything. If it's a genuine sort of complaint, you'll rectify it and try and make it better for them. But sometimes it's just they're moaning for moaning's sake.
I wouldn't even feed that to my dog. Got a hammer. Look at that, it's rock hard.
See my cursor?
Yeah.
Roll your cursor over there.
Millie Harradine is a trainee officer in the warfare department, where she's learning how to operate the ship in combat situations.
The Y means it's a helicopter.
Okay.
The track number is specific to that contact.
At the beginning of the deployment, she had high hopes for her new career.
I'm not saying I want to be the next admiral of the fleet, but yeah, I'll set my sights quite high and I want to achieve the best result that I can personally, just for myself.
The tick tells me that it's been correlated, so it's 2 data links.
8 weeks on, and she's having serious doubts.
Concur on that.
Personally, I find it it's quite boring. It's a lot of computers.
Aside from her technophobia, a life at sea doesn't fit in with her romantic plans.
I'm going to be able to be at home a lot more often, going to marry my other half, by the way. But that's not the reason why I want to transfer. It's the actual job for me. I don't want to be a wharf officer. It doesn't appeal to me in the slightest. I find it mind-numbing.
Hello? Millie's going to see her personnel officer. She wants to transfer to logistics, which means she could spend more time in the UK.
Appreciate that. I mean, one of the most difficult things about your situation at the moment is obviously the Royal Navy as a whole is short of female warfare officers, and obviously we're quite overborne with female logistics officers, which makes it that much more difficult for you. Apart from obviously changing sex, there's not a lot we can do about it.
Okay, thanks very much.
No problem.
Training Millie for 18 months has cost the Navy around £60,000.
It's quite difficult. We've obviously invested quite a lot of money in her as a warfare officer already, so it will be difficult for her. I do hope for the best, but I mean, it's going to be hard. It's going to be a challenge.
Nick's sat-nav is fixed, and once again he's preparing for his first flight off a carrier.
Quite an exciting day, quite a big day. I've been on squadron for 3 weeks, and sort of a combination of all my training, and finally land on a carrier. Kind of shitting myself, really.
And he's not just taking off and landing, he'll be flying an air defence exercise.
So I'll pretend I'm coming in to do an airstrike on the ship, and they'll obviously be trying to fight me off and shoot me down. And I'll be using certain manoeuvres and chaff and flare and things to try and defeat their radars, but I don't think I'm going to get anywhere near the ships. There's quite a few of them out there, and I'm sure they'll shoot me down a long way out.
Nick's friend Dave Boyack and instructor Bolly are also taking part.
I think the day you stop learning is the day you should stop doing the job, really. So, you know, the most experienced Harrier pilot in the world will always be learning something every trip he does.
Illustrious has a relatively short runway because Harriers can land vertically. And her ski jump design lets them launch from the deck even when they're weighed down with fuel and bombs. First off is Dave, then Bolly, and finally Nick makes his first ever deck takeoff.
Sometimes when you're down at low level, you're trying to evade a threat, you really are performing the jet quite hard. So 6G, and added to that, it's about 35 degrees outside because we're down in the Gulf, and sat in the jet with no air conditioning, it's pretty bloody warm.
The pilots start their attack. Flying very low and turning sharply, they hope to break contact with the ship's radar-controlled goalkeeper gun.
We're flying along at 500 knots and 100 feet, so that's pretty much 600 miles an hour. If you don't pay a lot of attention, you could quite rapidly end up in the sea. Going around the corner, pulling hard on the jet, it's like a racing driver in his racing car when he goes round, getting lateral G.
Cougar 3, turn left, heading 180. Pull up! Pull up!
If you pull too hard, you'll actually eventually grey out, the blood will drain from your brain.
The jets drop flares and spin away to confuse heat-seeking missiles. Now for the tricky bit. Nick's lining up for his first ever deck landing.
Point 3. Good. Roger.
He's probably going to overshoot slightly because he's coming fast.
Lieutenant Commander Toby Everett is in flight control to guide the jets in.
057. If they're 10 foot either side, it's no dramas, then we'll start. Wind is red 5 at 27.
To land like this, the Harrier must nearly be running on empty, otherwise it's too heavy to hover.
That's a good height.
And whilst it's hovering, the engine's cooled by water, and Nick's only got enough to last him 90 seconds.
Come right. Come right.
Nice work.
Cougar 2 paddles check.
The landing's definitely more alarming. Takeoff, you just sort of get launched off the end and it's fine. But landing concentrates the mind a little bit.
Flying is finished for the day, and the off-duty crew are making the most of the flight deck. For team sports enthusiasts, the PT department's hosting an alternative.
OK, first game on! Naval Strike Wing 2 versus WE1!
What we're doing is having an afternoon of deck hockey in the glorious sunshine.
It's just good to let off a bit of steam, a bit of inter-department, inter-domestic rivalry.
Basically to find out who is the best deck hockey team. Generally just people are just sort of trying to get a day off work.
OK, hold your stick on top of it, whites, green ball!
It can be quite violent at times, hockey sticks and people barging around.
Without the proper kit, the players have managed to make do.
Well, we've gone for a composite design using various cardboard-based materials, mostly. Gaffer tape, and basically whatever else we could find.
The shoes are the most important, though. Let's go on to the shoes. Steel toe cap.
Obviously, because we wouldn't want anyone to get hurt.
Over the top, unlucky!
Most of the ship's departments are fielding a team, and Nick Mattock is playing for the Harriers.
Oh, I got roped into it at the last minute. I wasn't really expecting it this morning. But yeah, it'd be nice if we won.
But Lusty's top brass aren't joining in.
I did want to play. We were going to put a Hodge team together, but it gives the other people a chance to win if we don't play.
First round's over, and the Naval Strike Wing, the Harriers, are showing they're made of strong stuff.
We won, obviously, which is always good. Even scored a goal as well. I think we won, was it 4-1? 4-1, it's good. I'm going to take George down, watching.
This is the final, and I think the Naval Strike Wing are looking quite good. So for a squadron that we haven't seen at sea for quite a long time, it's good to see them doing it.
Go on, Nick! Go on, big man!
It's Naval Strike Wing versus Weapons Engineering. The jets against the ship. It's 2-2. The game and the whole competition goes to the golden goal.
We won all 4 games, obviously. We was losing 2-0 in the final, and we won 3-2 on there. Golden goal. So obviously the WE saved it for the ship again, as always.
But Millie Harradine's not having fun. She's having a career crisis. It looks like her transfer request to logistics has been turned down.
I do know that they're going to say no, but it's not official yet. I don't want to wait 2 months till it is official. We're just wasting time as far as I'm concerned, treading water. Because I'm still technically under training, I can leave today if I want to, and that's what I'm going to do. So that's me, basically.
And it's a convenient moment to go, because the ship's back in port in the Middle East.
Hello. Hi, sir.
Come in.
Come to speak to you.
OK.
About my life.
She's brought her letter of resignation to Ian Taylor, her training supervisor.
I can understand your motivation. I think it's a shame that you feel this way.
I don't want to do warfare. I know that. I'd rather go outside.
All right,
Cool.
Millie.
Brilliant. Thank you very much for that, sir.
Yeah,
I know you tried.
again. Yeah, we did try, certainly.
Yeah, I know. All right, thank you.
Thank you.
I'll go and pack.
But she's got a lot of potential to do very, very well in the Navy. It is a shame. I am disappointed.
I feel quite relieved, quite good. Made the right decision. I'm not really sad, don't have any regrets.
After 18 months of training, Millie abandoned ship and the Navy.